Thank you very much, Program Director, and thanks for the guidance of what you want to hear. It's loud and clear. It's been loud and clear for a very long time, and we appreciate that. I would like to start by appreciating the presence of our Honorable Minister, Ubabo Zegalala, who has been with us, and also our leader, Honorable Deputy Minister Gina, not Gina, for your presence this afternoon, and also the chairperson of Nyanza and the CEO and your respective teams that are with us today. Thank you. I hope I'm audible now, and also to thank the CEOs who are present. I've seen CEOs from different entities, and also appreciate the presence of ambassadors who are always responsible for assisting us in promoting various Catholic projects that we do, and also the team from Richards Bay ITZ, and also the team from TKZN that is here, and all distinguished guests that are present, and all protocol observed. Colleagues, the job I've been given in my history as the accounting officer, which goes for a period of not less than 20 years, is the difficult task, and yet the easiest. The update that we can give is that all is in order. We know exactly what areas that have been identified to make sure that the site for this project is ready. We know that we have a responsibility as the executive leadership of Richards Bay ITZ to make sure that the timelines that have been given to us are met. And I'll tell you why this has been very easy for us. Because one of the strengths that you have, and I must appreciate the leadership of Nyanza, Chairperson and your CEO, that one of your strengths that you possess, which you must also transfer into public entities, it's your good planning. Where there's good planning, it's easy to fast track, facilitate, and make sure that decisions are arrived at a time, because you have good plans. The opposite is the same. When your planning is poor, you can't communicate effectively what you intend to do at what time, by when, by who. It makes it difficult to facilitate those decisions. I must thank you, and I think you deserve a very big hand of applause for that, because you've made our lives very easy as the executives to make sure that in our own plans we are able to make sure that we do things as expected, efficiently, effectively, as well, in terms of the skills that we have in our set. We have identified some of those areas, and I know that Donovan has spoken about them. I wouldn't like to repeat them, but just to make sure that we are with you, we are quite familiar with the issue of the study that has been conducted for Nyanza, and we are also familiar with the issue of deforestation that is critical as part of the site's readiness. I must also, not because she is here, thank the Deputy Minister for having provided leadership in meeting with us, and also express the importance of identifying these areas. The issue of bulk water pipeline, which is a critical component of your projects, we are very much mindful of that, and we are busy with that. And we have also done a cost analysis of what needs to be done. One of the key things that I wanted to raise, which I think has been the elephant in so far as dealing with this matter is concerned, which I would like, as and when the Deputy Minister is expected to provide leadership of that, because it requires some understanding that this project is not only functioning within the zone, in other words, within the boundaries of the zone itself, but it extends beyond our boundaries. And that means it has to involve the role of the communities, some of the parcels of land that you'd like to use for this project, which will form part of the site readiness, involves communities, including communities will form part of this project in terms of being economic beneficiaries of the project. And that complexity does to a certain extent affect decision-making process, Honorable DM. I was talking to my team last night, checking how have we made it clear and contextualize for our partners, in particular DTIC, some of whom are responsible for the financial responsibility of implementing some of the projects we have to do, amongst those that I've mentioned, that they do not necessarily fall within our area of jurisdiction, and yet they're an integral part of the overall business modeling. I think for me that's a point that we have not done well in providing that context, so that when we put these applications to them, which Umdimande has been providing leadership on, that context is not lost. The magnitude of this project will not be realized if that particular component of the external activities within our zone play a crucial, integral part of the entire project. That is why, therefore, DTIC must look at it. And I keep on reviewing each time I get stuck. DM, I went to the Special Economic Zone and the mandate of ITZ. It does allow for economic development and growth within the boundaries of our operations. We are not expected only to be inward focused, but we've got to be both inward and external focus in terms of our business strategies, especially where communities are expected to benefit. So once again, all is in order. What we have done, we've submitted all the applications for all the projects that have been identified to DTIC for consideration. Wheels of government at times can be slow because we are governed by legislation that makes us to be orderly, and I must also thank my team that is involved, that is here, the COO and the head of business development. We try our level best to comply with those legislative processes. At times they can be frustrating. DG, you know what I said to you in the last engagement we had. But we'll try to fast track, because development has a tendency, when there's government involved, to be slowed down by the bureaucratic processes. If you don't walk a document from one office to another, it can develop dust and never realize its dreams. So the dream that we have can only be realized by government executives in charge of this program, not to treat this project as business usual, but as business unusual. Then it will realize its dream. So every day I call the leadership to check. Since we have made the submission for those funds, we have clearly outlined all the information that is required. We've made all the submissions that they have requested from us in detail. I've received confirmation that everything is with the office of TTIC, and they are trying to prioritize all the work that needs to be done. The critical path of this project also is linked into how to make the site in a state of readiness for the project to be constructed. So we cannot let all the work that has been done down without being professional and effective in the manner in which we do this. As I conclude, very short input, I just want to extend my gratitude, my sincere gratitude to the leadership of Nyanza for your patience. First, for choosing Richards Bay ITZ. Let me assure you, we did not make a wrong decision. This is the most correct decision we have ever made. The feasibility study that you did not mislead you. Whatever research methodology that you have applied, it was a correct one. You will not regret the 12 years. In the current capacity and the leadership that we have, you will not regret the patience we have exercised to make sure this project does realize its dream. Normally, great things in life, you have to wait for them. Quick things are easy not to be sustained and to be sustainable in the long term. I'm very much aware of all the challenges we have, but I can assure you that this project is realizable, it will be realized. There is no more going back. There is no failure anymore. We are moving forward with it. Whatever it takes, DM, together with your leadership, will make sure that we make it work. And I want to thank you for your patience. Thank the leadership of government under your leadership, DM. The establishment of SEZ, as Mr. Ngonya has indicated, had a number of narratives. Some positive, DG Lionel October will tell you, were very negative. And when I joined the organization, one of the ambitions I had was to make sure that the positive narrative is realized under my leadership in this particular area. And we'll make sure it happens. And we thank the leadership of government for consistently supporting us. Most of the funding we have received for a number of other projects we're doing DM are coming from DTIC. I must tell you, without that funding, this special economic zone will no longer be in existence. Right now, we can pride ourselves, amongst other projects we're doing, with the financial support that we have received from government. And we're looking forward for more other catalytic projects, but we'll use this particular one as amandla for special economic zones in the country. I thank you.